Hi everyone, and today I will record actually two tutorials. They're both going to be talking. I will be in both talking about the same topic, but from two different perspectives. I hope it's going to be beneficial for all of you. So today's tutorial is going to be dedicated to controlling Resolume from MagicQ. I don't know if you are a video person, if you ever use this without endorsing a specific manufacturer, because I'm planning to do for a couple of other media servers as well, but I decided to start with Resolume. So what is Resolume? Resolume is basically a video control software, a media server that is very popular, and I've been using it myself as well. In some freelancing, and so I just wanted to show you how to control it in a basic way. Of course you need to know how to use it, but I will show you how to control it, and I will show you from two separate perspectives. So first perspective is going to be if you have two separate things. So you have a, say, MagicQ console, and you have a separate laptop with the Resolume. I will show you how to control from that perspective, and also I will show you I will make a separate video straight after this one where I will show you how to control Resolume on the same laptop as a MagicQ PC. So without further ado, let me crack on with this, and then if you have questions, please ask. Again, it's going to be a slightly long tutorial. If it's going to be useful for you, stay tuned. If it's not, then just watch it. Just maybe it will be useful for you at some point. Okay, so first example, first method is using two systems from these both systems from separate machines. But for the illustration purposes, I will be using my MagicQ PC running on my Mac, and also a Resolume. But imagine that they are both working from two separate machines. And so let's say MagicQ is just my separate console, and this is Resolume is running off my Mac laptop. So what you need to know when you work with the both machines is, of course, you need to know how to set up IP addressing. So normally what you need to do is you need to plug your laptop into your lighting console and set up IP addressing. So if you don't know how to do it on the MagicQ, you have to go to setup. You press the button setup, then you go to the network, and in the network there's going to be IP address. So if you double click, it will give you all the adapters that you normally have. So as soon as you plugged in the network cable into the console, it will identify and will allocate a port, and it will have its own IP address. So let's say for the purpose of my setup, it will have the IP address 2001. So, and the subnet mask normally for the ArtNet connection is 255.0.0.0. So if you don't know how to do it, I can show you on the Mac. On the PC, it's through the network connection setup. On the Mac, again, for the demonstration purposes, you would go to Open Network Preference, and again, don't look at just what you have on the screen. Just if you look at, say, the Thunderbolt bridge or Thunderbolt connector, if you're using Mac, or if you're PC, it will be your adapter, and you will have to set your IP address manually. So I did mine as a 2001, and the subnet mask was 255.0.0.0. Again, this setup I will explain in my second video as well, like what I did, because I'm using virtual adapter that I've created. But nevertheless, so find your network device. So that's going to be your network port. If you're using PC version, if you're using just a physical console, MagicQ physical console, you have to set it up through here. So you double click, and you choose your adapter, or you use the keypad, type 20.0.0.1 for example, and the subnet mask 255.0.0.0, press enter, and then you should be okay with that. Cool. So again, we are simulating that we are working from two separate systems. So I've set it up as 2001, 255.0.0.0, and that connection has been established. So what I do here on my Resolume, then I will click on my Resolume, And on the Resolume, I have to go to the arena. You go to the preference, and in the preference, you go to DMX preference. So by default, you may have it like this, empty. So what you do is you select your adapter. Your adapter is going to be your network port adapter. So it will have, say, local area connection 2.0.0.1, the one that you've just set. So you've selected, and it shows you your computer name, etc. You press new input. So you've set the new input, so you should be okay from this side. So subnet 0, universe 0, channel offset 0. So if the MagicQ is from MagicQ perspective, it should be all working absolutely fine. So and then from so now you've set it up. So now MagicQ is outputting ArtNet. And if it's not, again, you can go to the setup, view DMX input output, and make sure that your universes are enabled. So you can see with the red mark tick, that means the universe enabled. Status enabled, that means the universes are fully enabled for you. So let me give me a second. I'll come here and make sure that your ArtNet universe, the output type is set as an ArtNet. And the ArtNet universes are set from the 0, because we're using the ArtNet universe 0 on our MagicQ. So when this is done and we are ready, so then this is the then we're coming to the point where there are two ways of, again, there's two ways of controlling Resolume version 6. So since the introduction of Resolume version 6, they have removed completely the DMX mapping. So some of you who just installed the Resolume version 6 and want to start controlling it from the MagicQ, you will come to a bit of disappointment, because basically you'll patch it in, you come to MagicQ, yeah, you'll patch the MagicQ, you'll patch the Resolume, and you'll find out that the Resolume is not reacting to your MagicQ manipulations. So you'll be disappointed. So but now I will show you actually how to use it both ways. So the manual mapping way, and also the DMX mapping. So the DMX mapping I will provide to you in my description. In the description of this video tutorial, there's going to be a file system where I will demonstrate to you how the files look like. First option I will show you is the basic one, where you have nothing, so no mapping, nothing. You just start basic composition, so it's all empty. And how can you map your layers? So in my what I already created, I dropped two files in a layer 1 and layer 2, and I mapped them as, for example, my playback number 1 is controlling the intensity of the layer 1, and the playback 2 is controlling intensity of the layer 2. So how can you control it? How can you map it from your MagicQ? So if you want to just map per channel base, this is what you do. So I patched 10 dimmer channels, generic dimmers, as you can see, 10 of them into the MagicQ. So all I did is I press choose dim media, generic dimmer, patch it, 10 pieces, and enter. This is how I patched 10 generic dimmers. Then what I did, I selected my heads. For example, I select because I already created 2, I'll show you on the third one. I selected the third one, press add full. So I've set add full, I press record and press here. So now I've saved a playback number 3 that controls my dimmer channel 3. So how can I map it now onto my arena? In arena, you come here and you press shortcuts. In the shortcuts, you press edit DMX. Then you click on your layer, or say that any function you want to control. This is really cool about Resolume, so you can map almost anything. So you will select here, then you go into your MagicQ, and from the MagicQ you raise your fader, as soon as you raised it, you can see it mapped our function. So now I can come here, press escape or press stop. So now it's all been released. And if you go to MagicQ, and you can start using the fader, and you can see it has actually mapped our fader. There's a little bit of lag because I'm running on both of them on my Mac, and this is not the most powerful Mac, so that's why there's a little bit of delay. But normally, if you have a really powerful, if you have a external laptop, and this is the best and recommended method when you're running on two separate machines, you will be able to then see no delay, no lag, and then fully nicely controlled from a MagicQ system. So this way you can map any mappable function in the Resolume using just the separate channels from a MagicQ. So this is method one. This is the simplest method. This is where you don't want to utilize so many controls. For example, if you're mainly using the system to control lights and you just want to have a little bit of control of the Resolume, this is how you do it. So you map it using the shortcuts, edit DMX, you select any function, and then you go into the MagicQ, and then you raise the fader, or you select and do something. For example, if I want to control with a composition control, see, I selected this, I can go back to MagicQ, I can select the channel number 4, I can press add full, and you can see it's been mapped here. So now if I record that over here, and I'll press stop, so it's not going to touch anything. And now I can raise my fader up and down, and I will be able to control my my composition control. I just made a selection, but otherwise I can do the master control through here, so I can delete my DMX mapping. So I can come here and I can press clear shortcut. I can select this layer. I can touch my fader. I can stop shortcuts. And if I come here back again, I can control my grandmaster layer from my fader number 4, playback number 4. This way you can map anything, any mappable function in your arena. So the next one, this is what was asked a lot of times: how to use the arena, the Resolume arena from MagicQ system, like the old ways of the version 5. So this is how you do it. So I will start here. You go on the MagicQ, setup, new show, yes. So you created a new show file. You come to the patch, you press choose head, search, and in the search you can type in, or if you're using the console, you double click, it brings you virtual keyboard, you type Resolume, press enter, and press search it. It will find you a media server here is called Resolume. Click on it, you choose composition first, and then you choose which Resolume version you're using, let's say version 6, and you say patch it. One composition. You always have to start with the one layer of the one composition layer. So you press enter and press no. You don't need visualizer. And now after that you go again, choose head, search. Again you type Resolume, search it, and here you choose now the layer. So I've played with, I normally use between 4 to 6 layers of the Resolume control. So I found out that most useful control of it is going to be between 4 to 6 layers. Some people say like 5 to 6 layers is the maximum amount, but I normally don't go beyond that because I never needed it. But for the purpose of like a practice, let's patch say 6 layers just to start with, and you press patch it, and then you say for example let's patch 6 layers. We press enter. So you have now 6 layers of the media control. So then I will let me show you the other things that you need to have. Okay, so I will provide you a zip file with the special file settings. So basically, if you position them in the correct naming, so if you'll select, let's say, the Resolume 5 DMX mapping AVC file, you copy it, and then you come into your Resolume Arena file, the folder. It's in the documents, Resolume Arena 6. You will be able to find the composition folder, same as here, composition folder. You go in compositions and you drop the file there. So it's like a Resolume 5 DMX mapping. Then you come back to the files that I will provide you, and you copy the Resolume 5 DMX profile XML file. So you copy it, and then you see it. You have to go to the shortcuts in the DMX. Then you go to the Resolume Arena in your documents folder. You'll find it in the shortcuts and under the DMX, and drop the file there. So this is the file. So you have to basically drop two files. One of them is the composition, and the second one is the DMX profile. So after you do that, you come to the Resolume, and you can go to the composition, open. When you come to the composition, open, you choose Resolume 5 DMX mapping, and you press open. It will create for you several dexes, like in my case it's just 6 dexes, and it will create 6 layers. So, and the first ones I already mapped it as a blank file, so just for you to not get confused. And again, this was sort of inspired by some of the other guys using in a different system I've seen on different setups, and I found it quite useful. It's quite it's quite useful because when you're using as a DMX control, the DMX always starts with the DMX 0 as a starting channel. It's a starting in a range. That's why you don't want to have any files starting with 0, therefore it's easier to control it from, make it as a blank files. Then what you do next is you go to the shortcuts. In the shortcuts you press edit DMX, and if you press here you will be able to find the file that is called DMX5 DMX profile. So when you click on it, you will be able to find that the whole arena has been mapped for you. Well, it's pretty much all. So since the version 6 been introduced, they have removed some of the controls. They changed the namings, etc. Some of the controls, and they've added a few other things into the version 6. So therefore, you need to map them manually, but most of the things are done exactly the same way as it was before. Like for example, layer crossfading A to B, you have to map it manually, like I showed you in the beginning of the tutorial. So here's your DMX profile mapping. It's all done for you. So that means if you press escape, so now it's been done for you, you will be able to go to the DMX MagicQ. And then when you start controlling it from here, you will be able to find the same controls as usual. So if you have composition, you will be able to, for example, choose the intensity control to actually control it fully from your MagicQ system. Again, use the DMX mapping system from here. As I said, it's in the shortcuts. Edit DMX, and then you choose the profile, because when you drop the file in the folder I told you, you will be able to find it here, or you can create your own mapping file. And then don't forget that you can upload your composition, or you can start absolutely new composition like I started normally from the beginning, and then build up on it. And as you're using more layers here, so what you shouldn't forget is, if you want to make sure that you control all of them, because you have, if you control, let's say, on the different universes, you can always go to the arena preferences and add more universes if you need to. But in my case, yeah, so if you want to continue working from there, you can just select, for example, your layers, and you can press locate, and you can see that it's all controlling now. You can use your select heads, control from here. You can change the decks, change the position, width, rotation, etc. So all controls are now on your MagicQ system, and you can see it's all controllable now. So I hope it was useful for you. Again, I'm really sorry it was a quite long one, but I hope after seeing both methods of control on external system, you will be able to actually see how easy it is to control. And with the files I provide, I hope you will be able to actually start building up your own DMX profile if you need to. And of course, I mean, map like this, the A, B, crossfades, etc., just on a separate button controls as well. So again, thank you very much for this, and hope all my tutorials are actually useful for you. So don't forget to subscribe to our channels. We have two channels. This is the one that I control, as ChamSys RUS, and also there is a general channel called ChamSys. So subscribe under this, and just make sure you tick this the bell sign that just shows you, like, if as soon as there's a new video tutorial is going to come up, you will be aware of this. Again, thank you very much. So the next tutorial is going to be dedicated to control the same controls but from the same machine. So I'll show you how to set up virtual loopback adapter for the Mac. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.